Hello, hello. It is Friday and the fever is here. What is going on, everybody? A lot of people are going to come through. I figure we could just go through a couple of the games. Um, talk about last night's game. We all know NFL started last night. The Fever representing his Jet shirt. Woohoo! Who knows how we're going to do this year? Although I do like Darnold, and I think he gives us a little bit of a chance to do well. I'm not sure about our wide receiving core and our running backs, but you know what? Whatever. Um, Philadelphia versus Falcons last night was, I don't know. I thought it was kind of a boring game, right? I, I mean, Philly had some really good defense. They played really, really well. Um, you know, their offense didn't look, that great. Um, those two-headed um, running backs are tough. Ajayu and oh my god, I had it in my head just about 5 seconds ago, and I completely just drew a blank. Sproles. It's tough to go with one or the other. You go with Ajayu, and all of a sudden Sproles breaks something off, and all of a sudden he gets all the points. You take Sproles, and Ajayu gets the meat, the bump and grind, you know, easy touchdowns. So, I took the safe bet last night. I took Aguilar, Nelson Aguilar. I mean, do they throw deep? I mean, 117 yards passing. Dude had like 8 receptions in the first half, and all of them were no more than 5 yards each, maybe less than three, four. Throw the ball deep. He got me 9.5 points. Low salary at 5,900. You know, I guess gave me what I needed a little bit. I wish he would have been in the 15s. But hey, that's what happens. I gotta go. Hope my big dogs step it up. I got a lot of big running backs and quarterbacks. So let's see. Hopefully they'll step it up. But it wasn't that bad of a start. You know, I think Julio Jones had 175 yards receiving or something, but no touchdowns. Then to come find out, he only had 3 touchdowns all of last season. That's going to be in the back of my mind all the time now because they don't even go to him. You know, I really, really liked the receiving core for Philly, and they let me down. Foles looked for him all the time, but um, so that's in a sense for that. Um, Carlo asks, is Dalton and Green serious chalk? I think so. I think that game's going to be an absolute shootout. I don't think Indianapolis is good at all. I think a lot of people are going to sleep on Dalton. I think AJ Green is going to be huge. Um, I'm definitely going with them um, as somebody, as a top four, play. I really, really, really like them a lot. I want to see. I know I had them in a lineup last night. I do have. Let me take a look real quick. Landry also, Green and Landry. No, oh wait, no, Landry's playing for Cleveland. My bad. Sorry about that. For some reason, I saw Landry. Why was there somebody else I was thinking about? No, AJ Green, AJ Green and Dalton. Stick with them. Landry's on. I like Landry a lot for Cleveland. I think he's going to have a huge year. So, okay, glad I could help. Let's talk a little baseball. We got a lot of stud pitchers today. A lot of stud pitchers, but they all seem to be playing really good offenses. Um, so it's going to be tough. you're going to have to fade some of these guys. I mean, you really do. I mean, I think we have um, who do we really have that's big? Garrett Cole versus Boston, David Price versus Houston, um, Kershaw versus the Rockies in Colorado, Corbin versus Atlanta, Gausman versus Arizona, Paxton versus the Yanks, Tanaka versus Seattle. I think you have a lot of pitchers out there that we're going to have to really talk about and see where we're at, because I'm not so sure that I'm down with it. Let's go game by game. There's a 6:40 game not on the slate. Yes, I know about Snell. I said pitchers who have tough matchups. He doesn't. Uh, he will be my number one pick, but we'll get to that in a little bit. Um, Washington, Chicago. In Washington, guys, there's a lot of weather here. I'm not the weatherman, but from what I see, 87%, 81%. So watch yourself with that. Leicester versus Ross. Ross coming back after Tommy John surgery, probably won't go more than 2 or 3 innings. That means it's a bullpen game. So I really like the Chicago offense. Um, Lester's coming off of a really good game. I think pitched 7 innings, 1 hit, 1 run or something. So, Washington bats are tough here. If you want, you can go with the Rendones. You can go with the Trey Turners. You can go with those guys. But again, weather's going to play a part here, it looks like. So make sure to check out the weather. Pittsburgh versus Miami. Dan Straley versus Archer. I like Archer a lot. I think he's going to easily shut down this Miami offense. I think the Miami offense sucks. It's a 7.5 total. On the flip side, Dan Straley, he had a good outing last game. I'm not big on him. If you want to go him, go. I mean, that's fine. Pittsburgh has a 4.45 run total. So the Polancos, the Dickersons, the Bells, the Adam Fraziers, all those guys are in play today. But Archer is definitely at 7.4, a pitcher that needs to be in your lineup. Cleveland versus Toronto. Here's another game. Carrasco, definite pick today against the crappy Toronto team. On the flip side, Estrada's pitching. So you go with Lindor, hit 2 home runs yesterday. You go with Alonso. You go with Brantley. You go with Ramirez. These are the guys that I would go with. I mean, they have a 5.17 run total. So that pretty much tells you everything you need to know. Everybody's looking at this game as Cleveland stack. So a Cleveland stack is definitely the place to go here, especially with Carrasco. I don't like any bats for Toronto. If you want to take Smoke or Morales, lefties versus a righty, okay, but I think it's a complete shutdown. Austin Gumber versus Daniel Norris. Man, St. Louis bats here. Obviously, I think you go your righty. You go Jose Martinez. You go. Oh my God! Do I get memory blanks every time I do this? Goodness. Jose Martinez. You could go Carpenter if you want to go lefty. I probably wouldn't go that way. I always hate, for some reason, I'm not a lefty matchup person. You can go Azuna, DeJong. You can go Bader if you want. These are players, that I would definitely take. On the flip side, if you want to take Castellanos for Detroit, he'd probably be the only one that I take. I'm not a big Tiger fan, so those are the guys that I would go with. Um, Baltimore, Tampa. This is the game that we were talking about before. Snell's gonna be the chalk. We all know it. It's not difficult to see. He's gonna be the chalk. Baltimore sucks. He's really good. Baltimore does have a bunch of righties, but I would shut it down. Bundy could be a surprise pick here if you really want to take Bundy. Tampa's offense isn't the best, but they do have players, though. I mean, you can go Wendell, Malik Smith. These are, just the normal suspect guys that we've always talked about. Bowers, Philly, and the Mets. This is Nola versus Mats. Nola's obviously going to be in your top three. He's definitely probably right for me, right behind Snell. He's a top pitcher today against a crap team. There is a little bit of weather, it looks like, but nothing that really looks like it scares me. On the flip side, Philly sucks. They've screwed me over so many times. So my Philly rant, this is it. They suck. Mats is a decent play today against really a lefty team. I mean, well, Santana's a switch. Herrera's lefty. Nick Williams is not going to be in the lineup. No, I guess not. They got Hoskins. They got Kinsler. I probably won't play Mats today, but he's definitely in play. Definitely go with Nola today at 11.3. It's kind of high, but let's see. Yeah, Houston, Boston. Wow, what a game! Cole versus Price. Oh, man, how do you even play this game? I guess you basically could take Cole against the best offense, or you could take, Houston's offense. They're right-handed heavy against Price. That's probably where I would go. The Correas, the Bregmans, the Springers against Price. I'd rather fade Price and go against him and go with Cole. Um, Boston's very right-handed heavy. It's a tough call. But I think you could easily fade Price and go Houston offense. That's a little bit of what I would do. Cole at 10.4 against Boston is, it could easily be like a 6-5 game or a 8-3 or something. Holland versus Anderson, Milwaukee, San Francisco. I always hate San Francisco. I think they suck. Chase Anderson's not a bad play. It's 7-2. If you want to go right-handed heavy on Milwaukee, you go Aguilar, Braun, players like Kane. I don't take any bats from San Francisco. I just don't. I don't think it's worth it. That's about that game. There's no weather, no issues. Go right-handed heavy with Milwaukee, and Chase Anderson could be top 6. Kansas City, Minnesota. Wow. 9.5 total. 2 crappy pitchers. I think with this game, when I look at it, I go with Minnesota offense. With a 5.13 run total, I think you have to play him. You have to play Rosario, Kepler. These are guys that you want in your lineup because Polanco is shortstop. These are guys that you want. They're going to score runs tonight. Minnesota is going to score runs tonight. This guy Heath Fillmeyer is absolute trash. I he's batting practice. So take Minnesota. Take their bats with a high pitcher and get them in. Definitely a Minnesota stack tonight for me. Kansas City, not tonight for me. I mean, if you want to go Merrifield, you can. Um, Gonzalez, I don't really know much about him pitching. He's not at 5.5. He's not good. I know that usually the Royals are left-handed heavy, so I definitely probably Merrifield would probably be the only one that I take here. Um, Here we go. Angels versus the White Sox. Your main. Wow. I see. I like Felix. Okay. Pena versus Rondon. You know, you could take either pitcher here. It's an 8.5 total, but I really expect this game to be like. I feel like it's going to be like 2-1. I don't know why. I think these pitchers are really, they're going to give you good. They're good in the mid tier against bad offenses. I don't think that the Angels offense or the White Sox offense is very good. I like Rondon a lot. I like Pena. And I don't like any of the bats. If you want to go bats, you can go with Trout, Upton, Fletcher for the Angels. If you want to go White Sox, you can go Polk, Moncada. Those are the guys that I would go with. But I really like the pitching in that game. I just do. I really like the pitching. Um, Colorado game at Colorado, Kershaw Gray. This is going to be, for me, it's a 9-run total, but for me, it's going to be like, I feel like this game could be 2-0. I really like Kershaw. The lefty bats against Gray would be good. Bellinger, Muncy. Um, Gray's usually better away from Coors, so him pitching in Coors, I definitely probably would have to go with the lefty bats, Jock at the top. Those are the usual suspects. If you want to go batters in Colorado, you go Arenado, you go Story, you go LeMahieu, you know, but Kershaw's a shutdown pitcher, so I don't know how we really go against him. You know, Again, I think 2-0 is what I would say. Um, Arizona, Atlanta, Corbin versus Gaussman, another good pitching matchup. It's got a 7.5 run total, so it's telling me that they're looking at a pitcher's duel. Maybe a 3-2 game. 4-3. I like. Man, I guess I would go more Corbin here than I would Gaussman. I like the lefties for Arizona. If I'm doing bats, Peralta is always a good bat. John Jay, I'm sure, will be in the lineup. As for the Atlanta, if you want to go righties, I'm sure Flowers is going to be there, Acuna Jr., players like that. But I like Arizona pitching a little bit more than I do Atlanta pitching. So Texas, Oakland, um, Garletto versus Bassett in Oakland, big ballpark. I like I don't really like the pitchers in this game at all. I don't think I would take any of the pitchers. Oakland has a 5.11 um, run prediction, so I think you have to take the Olsons, the Lowrys, Martini, um, Kyle Davis, not Kyle Davis. Oh my God, whatever. Take Davis. Players like that. I think they're going to score a lot of runs off of him. As Texas side, if you want to go with Chu and Mazzaro and Gallo, you know, Beltre's been hot. Andrus has been hot. So players like that is where I would probably go. Um, Last game of the slate is the Yankees in Seattle. 7.5 run total. So you know, it's going to be a low scoring game. I mean, Tanaka versus Paxton, these are two really good offenses. Um, I think I was at this game in New York. I think Tanaka, I remember Paxton pitching, but I'm not sure. I think it was Tanaka that was pitching. Either way, they both have under four run totals for their team. So I think I'd go Tanaka more than I would Paxton. Obviously, you could take the bats, you could take your Stanton, you could take Torres, you could take Boyd, you could take your right-handed batters and Duhar against Paxton. On the flip side, I don't really like much of Seattle. If I did, it was going to be Cano, D. Gordon, Span, players like that. That's who I would probably take. There's a lot of good pitching here today, guys. A lot of good pitching, but again, to recap, I really like Schnell at the top, um, Nola, Archer, Carrasco. And this is stuff I'm telling you is not a shocker. I probably reality would probably stay away from Garrett Cole, David Price. I would stay away from them. I would not. I would stay away from Corbin and Gaussman. That's what I'm doing. Paxton as well. The offenses that I really, really like tonight, obviously, is Cleveland, St. Louis righties. I like Minnesota a lot. The Milwaukee righties, Oakland. They're just a little bit of what I like for today. It's a huge 15. I think a 15 game slate, so it's kind of big. So that's my take on that. I hope you really like these videos that I do each day. I appreciate the guys that come in and listen. The guys that write. If you have any comments, suggestions, anything you feel I can do better on, um, help me out. I'm just basically starting this um, podcast. Basically this YouTube because a lot of people ask me to give my thoughts and views on things. So I figured, why not? We've done really, really well these last 4 years, and this is just taking it to a whole. Times are changing. We got to move it to a whole different level. So again, any questions, comments, get in touch with me at top 10 um, at top 10 Fanduel on Twitter. You can my PayPal is feverhorizon@gmail.com. It's $3 for daily and $30 for rest of the season for MLB. For NFL, I'm doing $15 for the week, $10 for Sunday only, and $4 per slate. I could do 175 for the full season. I've seen other providers doing $300-$400 for seasons, and all this other stuff. That's crazy. Guys, I got the lowest prices. I'm putting up the highest amount of points. A lot of these providers, they don't even come close to me. I don't know what more I possibly could say. I mean, it's just that simple. I'm always there answering questions. If you have any comments, I'm always around. It doesn't take long for me to respond. But that's it. I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing. I'm gonna keep grinding, keep enjoying myself. Next Wednesday, as you guys heard my big, if you haven't heard my big announcement, I'm gonna be a guest host for this company in this sports radio in New York. I'm finally getting a chance to talk more fantasy and enjoy, you know, giving my insight on things. A lot of people love what I do. Hopefully, the people that listen to the radio will enjoy me as well. Um, Definitely nervous, but looking forward to it. A new beginning, and we'll see what's up. Guys, get with me tonight. NFL, MLB, NBA's coming soon. Um, we got everything. No, we don't have hockey. We did last year, but I'm not going to be doing that this year. I don't really have that big of a hockey guru that I know much about. Um, I was thinking about maybe doing it, but I'm not the best at every single day. Last year we had a lot of followers, but you know, we'll see what happens. So again, thanks so much for joining us, and we'll holler at you tomorrow. Hopefully, oh maybe not. Maybe we'll just take the weekend off. Um, but have a good weekend. If I don't see you guys, hit me up on Twitter. Peace out.